Hey guys, I'm going to be sharing with you a pretty easy recipe. We are starting keto back up this week, starting the new year off right, So, yeah, I need to start back on meal prep for sure because that definitely helps us stay on track. So, I just wanted to show you one of the easy recipes I make. I just call it broccoli beef Alfredo. Basically, it's really simple ingredients: ground beef, fresh broccoli or frozen broccoli if that's what you have, Parmesan cheese, what else? Cream cheese and heavy whipping cream, and then salt and pepper to taste. So let me turn this around and show you what I'm doing. Okay, so the first thing I have going is I have my Dutch oven over here preheating, and I'm just going to chop up some garlic. Before I put my ground beef in. And I have about 3 pounds of ground beef. Some of it's going to be for the broccoli beef Alfredo, and then some of it's going to be used for taco salad. So whenever I can find an opportunity to cook, something once and use it twice, I definitely like to do that. And I'm just going to give it a rough chop. You don't want huge chunks of garlic, but I'm not going to try and get perfection here. Okay. And I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil in here just so my garlic doesn't dry burn. And you just want a little sizzle when you're cooking garlic. You don't want to let it burn because then it gets really bitter and basically inedible. And the ground beef that I'm using is from Aldi, and it is 80-20. So when you're doing keto, you want to actually get meat that's higher in fat, because of course keto is all about the fat. That's what keeps you full. And now I'm just going to get my ground beef added in here. And I'm going to get my hands rinsed off. I'm just going to use my little meat chopper. If you've never seen one of these, they're pretty cool. They're designed specifically for this purpose, and that's to help chop up your ground beef. And I actually got this one from the Dollar Tree, you guys, and it works really good. Now, while this goes, I'm going to chop up some broccoli. I'm going to leave them somewhat whole, but there are some like really big pieces in here that I do want to cut up a little bit. And I'm also starting to preheat my pan here because I'm going to start making the Alfredo sauce as well. So I'm just going to chop up about 3 cups worth of broccoli. Hey guys, I found the zucchini in my refrigerator. It's probably gonna go bad soon. Actually, I'm gonna cut it just to see. I think I'm going to use it up just because I don't want to end up throwing it out. Yeah, see, it still looks good. It's just on the verge. And that's a good thing about recipes like this. If you have peppers or, you know, some onion you want to use up, you have Brussels sprouts or asparagus, you know what, go ahead and throw it in here. It's all going to be good. And the more veggies, the better, health-wise. And everything's better in a cheese sauce. Ugh, that was a horrible cut. So it's not that much zucchini, but at least it's zucchini that didn't go to waste. I hate wasting food. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to slice them up just like this. Okay, so our ground beef is doing pretty good over here. And it will be done fairly soon. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start on this cheese sauce. For our cheese sauce, I have this on medium heat. And I'm going to open 1 full bar of cream cheese. That melting, and then to that I want to do a 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream. And then we're going to use a cup of this Parmesan. And if you didn't have this kind of Parmesan, you could use like the good old sprinkled kind of cheese, Parmesan. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. You buy it right over in the pasta aisle. That stuff will work just fine. This stuff, you guys, this will work too. And then I like to put some fresh cracked black pepper into my sauce. If you don't like it, you don't have to put it, but I like it pretty peppery, you guys. And I also have some crushed red pepper that I made from peppers that I dehydrated from my garden. And there's a variety in here. There are jalapenos and there are poblanos. What was the other one? I can't think of and Hungarian hot peppers. I let them all get really ripe and red, and then I dehydrated them and just blitzed them in a little coffee grinder. So, yep, I like to add a little kick to that. I'm just going to drop this down to a low heat now. Let that all come together. And let's get back to our meat here. Now, depending how much liquid is in the meat you buy, you know, you may or may not have to strain it. There looks like quite a bit of liquid in here, so I probably will drain this. But I also think it's more liquidy because I used ground beef that I had previously frozen. Otherwise, I really don't usually have to drain my ground beef. Okay, so let me go drain this. I'll be right back. Okay, so I have drained the ground beef and I took out about half of it because, like I said, I'm using some of it for taco meat as well. So I'm going to turn down this heat at this point. And I'm going to drop in my veggies. Now, I know that the cheese sauce has a lot of salt in it because of the Parmesan and the cream cheese. But I am going to salt the veggies a little bit with some pink Himalayan salt. Okay, just gonna give it a little stir. I'm just basically wanting the broccoli to wilt down a little bit. And I think I'm actually gonna put my cover on for a few minutes and let that do its thing. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and check this. And that looks fine. We aren't eating this tonight, so I don't necessarily want this all to, the veggies in here, to cook down to mush. That way when we reheat it, they'll be perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and get the cheese sauce in here. Now this got pretty thick while I've been waiting, so I'm going to add some hot water into this just to thin it out again. I don't want to add any more cream, because adding more cream would add more carbs back into here. So you can definitely just use some water, or if you had chicken stock, you could use that as well, just to thin this out again. See, there we go. And I'm just going to pour this right over all of our veggies and our meat. Now, another thing you could do is you could do this, well, I could do this using this pot as well, but if you wanted to pour all this into a baking dish and then bake it in the oven for another 10-15 minutes, it would get the top a little bit browned and bubbly. But I'm not going to do that because this is just for food prep purposes. And we'll be putting these into food prep containers. So I've turned the burner off, and I'm just going to stir this all up. And that's really it, you guys. That is my broccoli, beef, and zucchini, because we had it, Alfredo. It really is delicious, you guys. And it's satisfying. For me, it hits all those buttons. The cheese, the salt, the fat. And it also helps us just get more veggies into our diet doing it this way. So that is going to be probably 4 or 5, maybe 6 servings, depending how big I make the servings of this. And that will be for whatever meal we want to use it for during the week. I am going to be doing other things in addition to this, but I just wanted to show you something new that I don't think I've shown you before. Okay, you guys, so again, this is the finished product. I am going to give it a little taste just because I want to make sure that the seasoning is still good, that there's enough salt and pepper in here. So let me just see. It's really hot. So good. So good, you guys. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get this into my containers and call it an evening. Have to go back to work tomorrow. And I would just like to relax a little bit for the rest of the night. Hope you guys like these videos. If you do, give it a thumbs up. If you like seeing meal prep type of videos or low carb keto recipes, definitely subscribe to my channel. And comment down below. Say hi. I love talking with you guys. Until next time, stay safe and be blessed. Bye.